In the box we get the user manual, a privacy cover so you can ensure that nobody's spying on you when you don't use your camera, and the camera itself. It is made out of plastic, it has an adjustable base design. When opened up we have two plastic pads. The other cameras we've reviewed have used rubber rather than plastic, which I feel is the better option, as these plastic pads cause the webcam to slide around too easily when attached to a screen. An inbuilt microphone is available, it comes with an autofocus lens. There's no mention of the field of view in the manual or the Amazon listing, but you'll see what it looks like when we check the example footage shortly. The dimensions are approximately 8.2cm across the top of the head, 3.4cm from the bottom of the head to the top, and when it is fully extended it's around 11.5cm from the front to the back of the base. The USB cable is approximately 142cm in length. We can move the head of the camera up and down, but there is no rotation available. You get approximately between 100 to 110 degrees of movement. It is plug and play, meaning that you won't need to install any drivers as your operating system will automatically detect the camera. And it's compatible with Windows, Mac OS and Chrome OS. The base should allow you to clamp this onto your laptop or monitor, but this took quite a lot of messing about to actually get it to attach. Just when we thought we had it attached, it would just drop. After taking a quick tea break and coming back with a fresh mind and the will to live, we changed the angle and managed to get it to attach. Now the big selling point for this camera is that it is 2K in resolution. You can only get 15 frames per second when you use 2K. If you use 1080p, then you will get 30 frames per second. Beginning our round of test, we started off with 2K at 15 frames per second with just natural light coming in through the window, but this didn't give us great results and I expected much better from the resolution. Obviously, because it's 15 frames per second and we're moving around a lot, there is some visible ghosting on the image and the camera tries to autofocus a lot. Once we stop moving about and stay static and get close to the camera, then the image quality isn't too bad, but the camera's still trying to autofocus all the time. Dropping the resolution to 1080p and gain the full 30 frames per second, but the results are still underwhelming. There is a decrease in image quality that you would expect, but the ghosting is even worse in this resolution and frame rate. It still tries to autofocus all the time as well, so I imagine if you're in some kind of Zoom call, then this could be rather annoying. Testing 2K with the light on in the room brings the same results with a lot of ghosting, and the camera is still autofocusing all the time. It is not a wide angle lens, meaning that if you want to get multiple people into the shot, then you're going to struggle. And if you are on camera, it's going to make you look quite big. So for example, I look a lot like the bloated head patient from Theme Hospital. When coming close to the camera and not moving, it does deliver a better picture, but it's still quite blurry even though it's 2K resolution. Moving to 1080p with the light on doesn't start off too bad, but then that dreaded autofocus kicks in and it doesn't matter if we're close, if we're far away, that autofocus is just constantly going. I wouldn't recommend moving around too much if you do use this camera because it just blurs the image and you will get a lot of ghosting. When we completely switch the lights off, it's not the worst that we've tested in regards to brightening up the image, but the actual quality is pretty poor. Any kind of movement completely knocks us out of focus, and that's for both the 2K and the 1080 settings. This is a quick audio test using the inbuilt microphone on this 2K webcam. We will come closer to the webcam, so this is probably the best kind of audio you can expect from this camera. If we move further away, and we will just continue talking as well, this is the kind of audio you can expect. The camera is currently filming in 2K as well, so we're only getting 15 frames per second at the moment. You can do 1920 by 1080 and get 30 frames per second, but if you want to use 2K, be aware you can only get 15 frames per second with this camera. Comparing the Cotify webcam with the Crosstour CW100 and the Larmtek W3, when we've got no light switched on, it's quite obvious that it does really struggle in the dark. There's still quite a lot of ghosting on the image as we've previously mentioned, and to be fair, it's not great. When we switch the light on in the room, it does a much better job, but I still don't think it's the best out of the Crosstour or the Larmtek cameras. When we go with the natural lighting as well, it's still not as good as Crosstour or Larmtek, I'm afraid. It doesn't do a bad job. If you are completely static, it's not too bad. And if we go over to the 2K 15 frames per second, it's not bad, but I still don't think the image is as crisp as the other two cameras. So overall, if you've not got yourself a webcam and you need something, this one will get the job done, but if you want a really clear picture and a decent microphone, I'm afraid this is not going to be the one for you.